Hello? There's a new thing in the background. Can you see him? He's right next to Fifi the little fox. I got an Azure Knight. I'll show him off whenever I do. Either PS3 or PS4. I think it's PS4. It is PS4, so you'll see him clearly when I do PlayStation 4. For now, the Switch. So, after the Dreamcast, the next system that I have probably put the most effort in trying to own a copy of every game I can get a hold of, whether it's digital or physical. Sometimes it's digital with the Switch. It's been the Switch. I first thought maybe the PS3 or PS2, but I've looked at the catalog and there's definitely a ton of games I haven't even thought about getting. And they would definitely be ones I would play, so whatever. Yeah, I might be able to get away with one of them because I think it's getting remade. At least I hope it's a remake. Who knows? So, I don't know where to start with these. We'll start with the ones I don't have a case for because I just have so many Switch games. Alrighty. Now, it doesn't mean that they didn't arrive in a case. It just means that there might have been something wrong with the case. And for the sake of shelf space, I threw the cartridges in here. It got rid of the case. Because some of these games I pre-ordered. And they should have been in top tier, but GameStop does what GameStop does. I've learned if I'm going to pre-order a game through GameStop, I need to not expect the case to be in the best of conditions. Because they don't ship stuff properly sometimes. Alright. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That one I don't even think had a case. I think that one just came loose at a used store. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I've technically beat the storyline one time all the way through, switching up what character I'm using along the way. But I never did all of the separate full arcade runs with each and every individual character, because that's a thing, I guess. From what I understand, it unlocks more of like the spirit things. Because it technically you unlock all the characters just by playing through the storyline mode. And I have since bought the DLC for the game, so I do want to play through it again and use some of the DLC characters. I know I mainly want to use Cloud, and I haven't got the amiibo yet. I want to get the amiibo for it, Sephiroth. I mainly want to use Cloud, though, and I want to try out Bayonetta. Not sure if I'll actually use her so much as I like the concept of using her. But as far as amiibos, let's see, I got Charizard on the other side of the room. I have Joker, he's my most recent. I got Cloud, version 1. I got Zelda. And I guess that's her Twilight Princess garb. I'm not really sure. Oh shoot. It's one of them Fire Emblem characters. I can't remember her name. It might be a he. I think it's a she. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, I do want to play through it again because I have all the DLC characters now, and I think it'd be fun. Okay. This one is one of the things I was talking about that I pre-ordered online and GameStop just screwed up the case. But Collection of Mana. So it has 3 games in it. Though I'm not sure. So like, what is it? Final Fantasy Adventure, which is actually a Mana game. Secret of Mana. And Trials of Mana? Mind you, that's not the same as the Trials of Mana that's sold separately. I still need to get that one, because that one was remade with a different art style and stuff. This one's based entirely on the what was Japanese only SNES game. And no, I've not really played it. I need to. I'm familiar with the series, I do know that Trials of Mana, essentially, you could play through it 3 different times and use completely different character parties each time. And I'm gonna go with there was like an online recommendation of what characters to use in what order. I'm probably gonna go with it when I do. Okay, what is this one? Mega Man Zero/ZX Legacy Collection. So it's all of the Zero and ZX games. So I mentioned before in the which X was it Xbox One or 360? I want to say it was Xbox One. That I am trying to have all the Mega Man collections. And I was right. Mega Man Legacy 2 is digital on my Switch actually. Does it have Mega Man Legacy, which is like one through five, I think, of Mega Man on the Xbox One, and then I have the other half digitally. So whatever. All right. Dragon Quest 11 or XI, and them Roman numerals. Jeez, I can't remember the name of it. I'm trying to read what it's called, but I don't think I can read that. Echoes of an elusive age, I guess. I don't know. S. This is the S basically means it has like anything that came out after the game came out, like some kind of DLC or something. It's the definitive edition, if you will. I don't know if there was any DLC. I didn't bother with it when it first came out. I waited till S came out. I've learned that you need to do that with certain games. All right. Poi, P-O-I. I don't know. And it's Explorer's Edition. See, Poi. I don't know. It looked like it might be an RPG. I just kind of grabbed it. I know Dragon Quest is an RPG series. I just haven't touched the series. I'm terrible. I know I like Dragon Quest games. I've only dabbled in them. One of these days, I'll sit and play through them all. One of these days. I haven't really played Poi. I just kind of got it, and I was like, oh, it looks like an RPG. Super Mario Odyssey. I finished collecting everything in the first world. Not the world you start out on, because that one you gotta go back to, but the first world that you can do stuff on, and there's a boss fight with the lady with the pet chain chomp. Yeah. I did that. And I mean, it was fun. I realize I'm probably not going to complete the game, but I sure am going to try. Because I was having so much fun just going after all the secret stuff. At a certain point, I couldn't figure out where secret stuff was and looked it up online where it was and then went to do it. I'm not sure. I know I did it wrong. The purple poisonous ooze. I know the method I used to get the moon was not the correct method. I just know I got it, and I was done with that area and was like, yay! Oh, goodness. Because I know I didn't do it right, because I got hurt in the process. Oh, well. Wonderful 101. What is this, like, remastered? Yeah. So, it's technically the remastering of Wonderful 101. Because I believe that was a Wii U game. I never got it on the Wii U, but I got it on the Switch because they remastered it. Honestly, I don't know what they changed outside of the fact that it's no longer requires you touching a gamepad to switch forms and stuff. You just press buttons. Now, I don't know for sure whether or not this is the last version of The Binding of Isaac, or if there's another after this. But I got The Binding of Isaac. Man, what's this stupid word? Afterbirth Plus. And I know it had a case, but the game case was cracked because shipment, you know. So I just took the stickers out, put the stickers in my sticker binder, and took the cartridge out for the sake of my sanity. Alright. Persona 5 Strikers. This is another one that pre-ordered and the game case came cracked, which kind of made me sad. But I have the extra digital content downloaded on the Switch. And I have the Joker pen that it came with. So, all's well that ends well, I suppose. My Hero 1's Justice. I still need to get number 2. I'm not sure if I'll get that on Switch per se, though. I might get that on console. I don't know that it makes a difference. It's just I've seen it's cheaper to get it on the other formats generally. Fire Emblem Warriors. I have not actually played that yet, but based on how much I enjoy Hyrule Warriors, I went ahead and got it. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. This is one of those games I just picked it up because it was on sale. I don't really know much about the Rayman Legends games. I just know that that's a definitive edition, so it should have everything available on it. And that made me pretty happy. Yeah, it's one of those games I got like early on when I first got the Switch. First got the Switch, I got that game, and this one, Has Been Heroes. Both games I've dabbled at, but I couldn't tell you anything about them because I don't remember. It's been a long time. There wasn't that much interest in those. Those weren't the reasons I got the Switch. The next game I also got early on in the Switch, Penny Punching Princess. This one actually you know about. So it's kind of like an action RPG, and you gotta use a math and a calculator sometimes in order to like proceed. I don't know how to explain it better than that. It's extremely fun for as bizarre as it is. And then this one, you basically had to pre-order it to get it, because they delisted it because they're insane people. Super Mario 3D All Stars. That one, there was nothing wrong with the case other than I just didn't have room for it. I have no real excuse. I just knew I was never going to sell it because it's that was the only way to get the game, was to get the game at that time. That has 3 games in it. Galaxy, Super Mario 64, and Super Mario Sunshine. So I already had Galaxy on the Wii. I already had 64 on my Wii U. I did not have Sunshine. And the going price for Sunshine for GameCube was more than buying that new. So, I bought that new. And then I keep forgetting I have this, mainly because I don't even know. I just saw online people talking about it being good, and generally that person's correct, based on other games that they've recommended, and then I never actually played it. Daemon X Machina? Daemon? I don't know. I've not actually played the game. I am so terrible. So I know nothing about it. One of these days I'll get to it. Find out exactly what it is. Hello Kitty Cruisers with Sanrio Friends. I've not played it yet. I want to so badly. I love Hello Kitty games, even if they are generally stupid easy and just time wasters. I still love playing Hello Kitty games. I can play them for hours, even if it is just playing the same minigame. Animal Crossing New Horizons, of course. Jeez. How long did I play that before I wandered astray? I played it for a couple months. I had unlocked all of the island and had gotten all but 1 star on the star ratings thing. I needed 1 more star, and I couldn't figure out what they wanted me to do. They kept saying something about planting flowers, but that didn't seem to make a difference. So chances are there was just like some path somewhere that wasn't connected correctly. I don't know. It just frustrated me, and I was like, well, I can't get this last star. I've done reached the point where they let me see the credits and the sing along with the dog. I decided I was done. I'll eventually go back to it. I do that with all the Animal Crossing games I have. I'll play them for a couple months. I'll do everything I can in the game to an extent. I mean, there's obviously seasonal things. Generally, what I'll do is I'll change the time clock on the system so I can check out other stuff. I didn't do that with Horizons because it was by the time I got around to playing it, it was already like fall, so I got to enjoy the fall and the winter stuff. So that was seasonal enough for me. Those are generally the seasons I like to mess with on there. I like messing with the snowmen. All right, Octopath Traveler. I actually played Octopath Traveler 2 more than I did 1. And I mean, they're both great RPGs. I know I need so much time for them that I just haven't sat down and done it. All right. Oh, that's right. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories or something like that, or is it just Memory Singular? It might be Memory Singular. I don't know. It's basically it's the music rhythm game of Kingdom Hearts, but there's actually a storyline. I don't care about the storyline so much as I'm like, I should probably at least play the other Kingdom Hearts games first to the end, even if I don't complete them, because there are storyline beats that are referenced in Melody of Memories that expects me to know what they're talking about, and I don't. I have no clue. Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. I love me some Dragon Ball. I've mentioned that before. So I got that. It's kind of an RPG, from what I understand. I've just not gotten around to actually playing it. Ring Fit Adventure. This one, I got rid of the case and the box because they just were taking so much space. I still had the ring over there, like out of view in the leg wrap thingy. So it's an RPG where you exercise, or as I call it, RPG where you make a mistake and overplay it one day, and then you go, I'm not going back to that until I've learned my lesson and can correctly go about the RPG without overextending myself. Uh, because I have a tendency with RPGs of wanting to beat them, but doing that in an exercise game, it's very hard on you, and it's very dumb to do. Sonic Colors Ultimate, actually, when I bought this, it came with a little Sonic keychain, and I put him like, over there somewhere. I got rid of the case just for the case of saving space, yet again. I did that with some games, because I knew I was keeping them, and I didn't really need the cases. Jump Force Deluxe Edition. So I know some people don't like Jump Force because it doesn't really introduce the characters well. I found a computer module thing in the game that you can go up to, and you can read about each of the characters. And I was like, oh, there is a way to learn about the characters in the game. You just have to actually unlock unlock the characters and play as them through their fights long enough to get the rest of the information, which is a little annoying, but at the same time, I'm fine with that. Most of the characters I'm already familiar with because I've already watched their anime. Like the Hunter x Hunter characters, that was exciting for me because currently there is no Hunter x Hunter games in the United States, and I don't think there's any that are in English. I'm pretty sure that I think there was like one released in Japanese, but it never had any English translation. So, that's usually what happens with a lot of anime. If they have a game, it's Japanese only, and then you never get to experience it if you don't know Japanese, and I don't, so. Alright, Pokemon Sword. And I don't have it in here because it's in another Switch at this time. But Pokemon Shield. I might actually have the case for Shield. We'll get to that. But in case I don't have the case, I also have Pokemon Shield. I also have the DLC for both games. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. And Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And at the time when I bought all those games, I did not have a second Switch. So no, I could not trade between the games. I bought them all because I like Pokemon. Alright. Okay, do I have the case for the other one? Alright. Pokemon Shining Pearl. I'm guessing I have the case for Brilliant Diamond. We'll get there. I know I have both games. And the other one just came out. I didn't know another one was going to come out when I bought this. So I'll eventually buy the new version. But Shin Megami Tensei V or 5. I do want to get the Vengeance version since it has a second storyline. And this one's just the original storyline. You can play both on Vengeance. I obviously was going to keep both versions anyways because I do like the Shin Megami Tensei series. Alright, and then Fire Emblem 3 Houses. That one did not come with a case. Those other ones all had cases, and I just flung them. I flung them for space conservation. I seriously, I keep running out. I'm like running out of space for my Switch games. I'm gonna have to quit stacking them in a beautiful line. I'm gonna have to stack them on top of each other, which makes me sad. I hate stacking games like that. It also makes it harder to get to them to play them. Okay. I try to keep everything so alphabetical. A space for the Unbound. So this actually came with stuff. I actually forgot to grab it, but it had standees with it. I like that there's a little reverse thing that's like a reference to the game. Anyway, so it had stickers. I put the stickers away. But the standee, I need to grab the standee because kitties. And I love kitty cats, and it's adorable. Just 1 second. Ow. I just yoinked my hair. So, to me, this is the most absolutely adorable thing. Get kitty cats in the grass. Kitty cat up front. Try to. Kitty cats in the background. Kitty cats with the people. Just all the kitty cats and everything. It's so cool. Even a girl petting a kitty. I get nervous touching that shelf that I'm going to knock that night guy off. Balan Wonderworld. I know a lot of people do not think good of this game. I have not played it yet and have no clue. Other thing I know is it came with this silly little fake admission ticket thing. Yeah. I have nothing to say for it. It has like a cute looking charm to it, and I feel like I'll like some of that. I also feel like it'll aggravate me because I guess you gotta play through it twice. Because the first time through, they sing in nonsense words. And the second time through, they give you some English subtitles or whatever. The cartridge is upside down. Oh my god. Can I not put stuff in things correctly? Alright. I think Bayo 1 and 2 are on my Wii U. Anyway, Bayonetta 3. If I'm wrong about me actually owning Bayo 1 and 2, I will buy the Switch version. Pretty sure I own them. I just haven't got to the Wii U games yet, so. We'll find out. Anyways, Bayonetta, so I originally had it on 360, and that's why I'm pretty sure I bought 1 and 2 on the Wii U. Is 1 came with 2, and I got rid of the 360 version because I was like, well, the Nintendo version has Nintendo costumes. I am simple. Because I remember I liked Bayo 1. It it was one of those games I sat and played it straight through from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, and then I found out that you had to play through the credits, and then that wasn't the ending. And then there was another ending, and I was like, this game is continuing. I was glad it was a Friday. Alright. Bunny Park. I absolutely know nothing about this game but bunnies. Bunnies! I love bunnies. This is Pamper Bunnies with snacks and toys. Decorate and expand a charming park to your heart's extent. Attract more bunnies to your park. Build a charming bunny park for your new fluffy friends. Unfortunately, no reverse cover, just limited warranty. Blah, blah, blah. I've not actually played this yet. I have a bunny obsession. I'll eventually get to it. So this is RPG I don't really know anything about, other than I looked at the back and I was like, wait a minute. This is a tactical RPG. Command your troops. I don't know what overwhelming volume means. Nonsense. But, what will the tales witness after a crossing tale? Hundians versus Felis? I don't know. Human-like people versus kitty-like people, basically. That's what I'm getting out of that. War between two peoples will evolve through the interference of an ominous third power. Which I'm like, there's an ominous third power. What? So, honestly, this was sitting like this on the shelf, and I said, kitty people! And I went and grabbed it. I am simple. I see kitty ears and I run that way. It's one of the reasons I will eventually play Final Fantasy XIV. I can be a kitty people. But yes, so you got different kitty-eared people. Although I think this guy right here looks like he has dog ears instead of cat ears. I don't know. And there's lizard folk in the background, which okay. And then the background thing here shows him cleaning the sword and like a squirrel friend. And the girl's just sitting there with, I guess, a bird friend. Which is a little weird. Bird's friends with a cat person. But okay. I also think that her outfit is absolutely adorable. She's so cute! I don't know. I'm simple. And I'm pretty sure that's them on the front cover here too. The sword and the girl there. I don't know. I just saw it and was like, yes! And then I saw it was on sale on Amazon for more than this price, and I was like, I saved money. I only paid $20. I pre-ordered this bad boy. It came in such great condition. Thank you, Amazon. Demon Slayer, sweep the board. I love the Demon Slayer anime. Honestly. We'll eventually get to PlayStation 5 and the other Demon Slayer game. So this game is clearly this mini games. But outside of this board game of mini games, it's still adorable. I don't care. You still have little Nezuko? She's so cute. And they got, of course, all the other characters, Tanjiro, Inosuke. I always forget how to say his name. I keep calling him Zenny. Zenny boy. I don't know who else they have in the game. I believe they have Giyu, or however you say his name. as a choosable character. I don't remember if there's any other choosable characters besides them. There's references to the other characters in the game with a mini game involving one of Tanjiro's early on trainings with the the spirit children. All right. I love Pikachu. I don't care what other people say. So, Detective Pikachu Returns, another thing I pre-ordered because I don't care. I've not actually played that much of it yet. I do plan to. I will love it. I don't care. I like the original Detective Pikachu, despite the fact that it is very childish and it is very sit there and tap on Pikachu a bunchish in order to find and unlock like the 100% of all his dialogue. And yes, it's something that even little kids at some point are like, I'm not even that dumb. I don't care. I know I'm smart. I know I could do without his help. It's still too cute and it's Pikachu. And I like Pikachu. I've liked Pikachu since I was a little kid. I like Pikachu since I found out Pikachu was a Pikachu. The first time I saw Pikachu, I wanted it. I didn't know what the heck it was, but I wanted it. Alright. As you can tell, I flipped the cover around. Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. I wouldn't be surprised if I actually owned 2 copies of this game. I'll be honest with you. I can't remember. It might be that the other one's digital, but still. Jeez. I played through meeting Larsa and him giving us back Pinello. And then we were going up the back way of the waterways where you fought the rats at the beginning of the game. I think I actually had exited, and then I went to go fight some of the optional killable enemies that require certain things to show up, like the black skeleton guy, and like this wraith dude that you gotta basically be like this close to dying, and then he'll show up and try to kill you, hence needing a full party to kill it and revive yourself. And I know I needed to go back into the waterways to fight a fish or something. It was optional stuff, of course. I don't know what I was supposed to be doing. What I was supposed to be doing, I think, was going across one of the sands to go get myself into another area. I think I was heading for Ifrit, honestly. I think that was what I was supposed to be heading for. And, of course, I wasn't doing it. I was doing optional side stuff. Alrighty. Fire Emblem Engage. I actually, according to what I could tell, had got about halfway through the game before I ran across a kind of a stifling point of I didn't level up enough and there was no way to go back and level up enough because of situations involving the rings. It might have been further than halfway, now I think about it. Based on the fact I had found all the summons and then... But I think there was like other ones I needed to find, so maybe it was halfway. I don't know. I'm not sure. I learned I was not properly prioritizing leveling up in the early game. So, I learned I needed to start over and kick myself soundly for not prioritizing leveling. I started over and started the process of trying to make sure that my dang healers didn't suck ass. Because I had over leveled my main character and Old Man Magoo, I don't know. I don't remember what. He's an old dude and he was strong. I don't know. I didn't prioritize properly. I've learned my lesson. I'll eventually get to it. Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes. I can read. Obviously, the sequel to the Fire Emblem Warriors game. I knew I liked it, so I went ahead and grabbed the sequel. I knew it had like the people from Three Houses in it because of the back, and I was like, I gotta get it, even though I still haven't played Three Houses. I knew basically after playing Fire Emblem Engage that I love that RPG series just from that alone, and that I would sit there and would do as much grinding as necessary, start over as many times as necessary to get things done, because I really love the games. Even if some of the storylines a little heh. Oh, this game kicks my butt. Hades. So this game, I got. Oh man, which area did I get to? Oh, there's a cute little art book in here. I didn't even know that. I forgot there was an art book in here. I know I'd met like most of the characters. I don't think I met Yurdis though. Could have been I met her and didn't know it, but I don't think I met her yet. Does this have just has like the little god peoples? Yeah, it just has the little god peoples. I even had met Chaos. I had not met Demeter yet. Goddess of Seasons? I wonder if you gotta play a certain extent to get to her. Oh, that's cool. Even gives you like the little area you gaze out at whenever you go to do the thing. Okay. So there's. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that's right, because it also had the soundtrack, and that's digital. I don't remember if it's on this computer or if I still have it on the flash drive. Might be on both. Who knows? Yeah, hack and slash roguelike dungeon crawler. So, let's see. The end of the first area, you defeat Megara? Is that her name? Meg is what he keeps calling her. The end of the second area, who was that? I remember that one was harder. Was that the dragon jerk? They like blew the shit at me. I think it was like a dragon snake like thing. I don't remember. It was a beast. And then I got to the end of the third area. And that guy and that bull. The problem is there's two enemies. And I'm like, how? And it doesn't help any. I couldn't figure out how to dodge the bull. And it just was like instantly dead. So I was like, well then. So, yeah. And I think there's only one more area after that, and then you get to see a thing, and then it's like, well, you gotta do it again. I'm like, why? It was so hard just to get to the end of the third area. I'll eventually do it. I mean, if I can get that far, I can get further. That's my logic. So I have beat this game before, and I deleted the save data so I could start over. Harvestella. This action RPG has farming in it, and battling and crafting stuff, and wow, there's so many stickers on this. That's crazy. There are 4 stickers layered on top of each other from where the price kept changing. I wonder if it's possible to see what the price used to be. or if it's like so stuck to it. No. Yeah, I can't get it. Oh my goodness. I'll have to take the stickers actually all the way off of this someday, but that's hilarious. They kept changing the price of this. Anyway, this game, I know for a fact they kept changing the price because this game online was going for like 50. And I saw it on sale. Get these stickers off. I saw it was on sale for that, and I was like, I'm getting it. I'm getting it while it's on sale. I wouldn't be surprised if the price went back up on it. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I dabbled in it and decided I should probably play Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition first. Even though this one, from what I can tell, it's kind of based around Breath of the Wild. So I think I should probably play Breath of the Wild and then play this, but whatever. By the way, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition is digital only. So, no physical to show. Kingdom of Amalur Re-Reckoning. This is an action RPG. This version has all the DLC on it. So, it allows me to do all the extra stuff, which has me excited. I've dabbled in it, and then I was like, well, I want to play all of the content, and then I just kind of, I don't know, distracted a lot. Okay, next stack of games. Like I said, I got a lot of games. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. So it's all the Lego Star Wars games. Life in Willowdale Farm Adventures. I just was like, oh, it's a farming game, and there's a little llama. Little llama. She's brushing the llama. I just thought that looked cute. I know nothing about it. Other than I forgot to take the stickers out of it. You know what? It could keep the stickers in. I don't care. Get some silly looking people. And animals. I have more questions than answers about these animals looking a little silly. Town is in chaos. Somebody wants to transform the town. You gotta save the village, construct buildings, and make friends with the villagers. Set off on an adventure. There's 4 zones. There's wild animals, harvest, explore, fish, cook, and more. So there is battle in this. So that's cool. That's how much I knew about it. I just kind of got it for the llama. Alright, Little Dragon Cafe. So I didn't put this with my visual novels because I'm not sure how much of a visual novel it is, as that some people categorize it as one. Because of the cafe management stuff. But the fact that you explore and your dragon grows and stuff makes me think it might be more of like half sim, half action adventure. Anyways, so this is this version of the box art, and there's this version with the girl. Honestly, I should flip it around, but because I'll probably play as the girl character. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. I know it's not necessarily like one of the highlight ones, but I'm one of those people that wants all the games in a series. Metroid Dread. I've not actually played it yet. Everybody talks about how great it is, so I finally gave in and bought it. Miitopia. So I loved the 3DS version, and I saw this version has horse riding, and I said, well, I better buy it. Cause I want to explore the new stuff. There's horsies. I gotta have horsies. You can apply a wig and makeup to update the Miis. And there's new outings. That's awesome. Because I already knew about the other stuff. I just was looking at the new things. I didn't know about the Mii makeovers. That's cute. Alright. Monster Hunter Rise. Because, of course, I might be terrible at Monster Hunter games, but I know a good Monster Hunter game. And I, of course, buy it. New Pokemon Snap. I got, I don't know, probably like halfway into the game before I stopped. Because I went to play other things. Definitely fun and enjoyable. Some of the puzzles have me a little baffled on how to unlock the new areas sometimes. But, you know, it's still a fun game. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. So this isn't the one I played. I played the PS3 version. But I played all the way into getting to the first town and getting like a grip on how to do stuff in the game. That's right. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I do have the case for it. This one I want to try to get a shiny Piplup before I start because you can have a shiny starter. All right. Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is another game that I played a certain portion of it before I put it aside. I believe I was using Rowlet because at the time I did not have Pokemon Moon yet. And I was like, well, I've used Oshawott before and I've used Cyndaquil before in previous Pokemon games, but I've never touched Rowlet. Now that I have, I don't know who I really want to play as. Yep, Pokemon Shield, I have the case. I thought so, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, its reverse thing is the map. I've technically beat these games. I just never did the DLC, so one of these days I'll play through them all over again. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. I've not actually played it. I mainly picked it up because I knew I wanted to. Aw, it has like a little mini book. That's cute. And it tells you kind of about the game. That's nice. The reverse cover art's pretty cute too. Alright. I just had heard good things about it and knew I wanted to. So this game, I actually demoed it through the Gamefly, and then I ended up buying it. Sambo de Amigo, Party Central. I enjoyed it enough that I was like, I should buy it. I like it. Some of the songs I'm not crazy about, but a lot of the songs are songs I'm like, I remember that song. I like it. And then I just like started grooving. And then I would forget to focus on actually making progress towards what you're supposed to be doing in the game. Okay, Sonic Forces. I like collecting the Sonic games even if I still have yet to touch some of them. Sonic Mania and Team Sonic Racing. I know Sonic Mania is good. I don't know about the racing. Streets of Rage 4. I mainly grabbed this because I grew up playing Streets of Rage 2 and 3. So naturally, I had to get this. You can't really see the reverse cover art because of how dark it is. So, it's kind of dumb. Don't know why they made it so dark where you really can't see what you're looking at. But, okay, whatever. To each their own. So, I've not actually played it yet. It was more of a impulse buy. And the fact that it includes the DLC of Mr. X Nightmare on the cart, I was like, alright. Why not? Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. I had dabbled in Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U. Knew I liked it. And the fact that Bowser's Fury is like some kitty mode made me go, I need it. Kitty! I like cats. Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival. I'm all about rhythm music games, even though I've not actually played this one yet. One of these days, I just know I was like, oh, it's so cool. It has all kinds of stuff. So it has some, they're like all categorized, But they have Moonlight Legend from Sailor Moon, Hushigi Adventure from Dragon Ball, uh, Gurren no Yumiya from Attack on Titan, Mezase Pokemon Master 20th Anniversary from Pokemon the Movie I Choose You, Into the Unknown. I hope that even though they got categorized as anime, that Into the Unknown is the Frozen song. They got the My Neighbor Totoro ending theme song. They have other ones I'm not really familiar with. Like, I know who Doraemon is, but I'm not really familiar with it. And the same with Digimon Adventure and Neon Genesis Evangelion. No idea what Gurenge and Kai Kitan are. Pop. I don't think I know any of the pop songs. Vocaloid music. I probably will not recognize those. Variety. He's a pirate. Well, yes, we need that. Toho Project Arrange and Beat Mario. No idea. But game music, you got Life Will Change from Persona 5, Megalovania from Undertale, Legend of Zelda main theme, Kirby Star Allies medley, I can talk, and Super Mario Bros. Music. So I was like, yes! Not to mention, DLC music is available on the eShop. That I'll eventually buy. Okay. Oh. More games. Skyrim. Mainly got it because I know with the Zelda amiibo, I can eventually unlock Zelda-specific items. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Mainly got this because I missed out on getting Skyward Sword on the Wii, and it's ridiculous price-wise. It's just not gonna happen. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And if guess you're wondering, well, where's Breath of the Wild? I have it on Wii U. Leave me alone. Umihara Kawase Fresh. So, I really don't know what this is. I think I just bought it because it looked cute. Yeah, I have no clue. Some kind of platformy action game. No idea. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So I do have the Wii version available on my Wii U. But I wanted to get this because it has extra dungeons and story bits. Yonder, the Cloud Catching Chronicles. I don't remember. I don't think I actually played it. I think I just kind of grabbed it because it looked pretty and there's a deer. Look at the baby deer by the lady. I have no clue. Yoshi's Crafted World, because duh, it's Yoshi. It's cute. It has to be bought. It has to be owned. Alright. Let's go over the... I'm obsessed with the tomes and visual novels. So, Amnesia Later X Crowd. These are little side stories, basically, that follow after Amnesia Memories. They even tell you this is the fan disc compilation. Essentially, you get a story with each of the guys. And there's little mini games. There's even like a poker mini game you can kind of see there. And I was like, oh man, poker. I had to ask my dad to teach me about poker. He's the only person I know who knows about that stuff. I was like, I don't know. Bustafellows. I heard this one was good. And I'd seen some stuff of it being pretty cool. And I had been really into this weird Yakuza manga at the time. And I was like, well, that's not a far stretch. Some dudes with guns and dangerous tendencies. So I was like, why not? Although it's nothing alike. It's just where my brain went. Danganronpa Decadence. So I had to import this. I couldn't find any English versions that were released in America, but it was released in Europe as a physical, so I bought it. So on the cartridge is all 4 games, although it does download them. You do download them off the cartridge, but you need the cartridge to play them. So this includes 1, 2, and 3, and S Ultimate Summer Camp. S Ultimate Summer Camp is like a board game, mini game thing. I can't find like a guide for S like you can for the original games. I don't know that there is a guide for it. No rules, no rescue, inescapable. Kind of along the veins of Danganronpa, but on an island. Radiant Tail. It's circus. I don't know. The guy with the red hair up front is some kind of dragon man. And then the one that everybody should know if they've been watching my channel, Winter's Wish Spirits of Edo, whatever, And it has the little, the cards. I'm pretty sure I already showed them off. And of course, the reverse art shows you that the canon character she's with. But yeah, so there's like a card for every character. So the game clearly wants you to be with Tomonari Takamura, but I have a feeling that this will be the character I like the most and get the most aggravated with, Otaro. And the character that I'll wish there was more information, more story for, will be Tuni Takatojo. By the time I'm done. I just know it. And I'm really good about my sense of these things. After playing most of the prologue, that's what I've discovered. And then, of course, everybody knows about these, as I'm playing through Scarlet, and then I'll do Violet, and I will complete the Pokédex. At some point, I'll get the DLC. Alright. Now, the games that I got collector's editions of, got Hellboy, Web of Weird, I don't know. It came with this book. It is an immense book with a lot of stuff to read and look at. And, of course, the actual game. I love the Hellboy movies and stuff. So, I got it. I pre-ordered that bad boy. And then this, even though I didn't pre-order it, Walmart, for some reason, had the full complete version available of Sonic Origins Plus with the art book and game. So, and it also had the code, and the code worked for the Game Gear titles and Amy, which were important as far as I was concerned. I was just going to buy the DLC off the thing if I had to. And then, deluxe version of this. I don't know if I'll get the deluxe version of the other ones, because I really don't care that much about soundtrack and stuff. But I got the, little art book, the soundtrack, and then, of course, the game with the reverse cover art on the outside here. So it has Soul Nomad and Phantom Brave, which are both RPGs that I've never played before because I didn't get them on PlayStation 2. So I got them on this system, and I can't wait to check it out. I just never got around to them because I know RPGs are long things. Okay, that's finally it for the Switch. Goodness, I got a lot of Switch games. That's finally it. Yeah, because I decided I wasn't going to go over my digital games. Thankfully, because that would be another, I don't know, probably at least 30 titles. Until next time. Bye.